Hey guys, Too Legit City here, and today we're going to be going over plastic in the oxygen not included basics. Plastic, a lot of the times, is going to be used for the better variation of the ladders for a little bit more run speed compared to the regular ladder. Plastic tile, which has a 50% run speed bonus, which is better than the regular tiles, 25%, but is also equal to the metal tiles run speed as well. Not only that, a lot of the times plastic is going to be the main reason you cannot build a steam turbine, as it is needed, and the steam turbine has a lot of incorporation in a lot of builds. Especially when it comes with heat management, the steam turbine does its job pretty well to the point where a lot of the times you need plastic for the steam turbine. Now, of course, let's go over the ways you could generate plastic. The first way we're going to show you guys is how to convert plastic from petroleum. And that's going to be the way from the buildings. Now, there's another method of generating plastic, but we'll go over that later. And to get it started, Polymer Press right here. This is the building that converts petroleum into raw plastic, and this is the plastic you need to build the items I just talked about. Now, not only that, you need to get petroleum. If you guys didn't know, petroleum comes from crude oil, and in our case, we're getting that from the oil refinery. As you can see, we're pumping in crude oil, coming out as petroleum, feeding into the Polymer Press. Now, this building of the oil refinery, we're not going to get into. We're just going to be using this to showcase the Polymer Press. And the Polymer Press, as you can see right here, starts generating the plastic, although it's at 500 grams per second. You don't get the plastic until the full bar is made, so you can see that on the animation. Not only that, this building is also a headache. It releases CO2 on the pipeline. Not only that, once it accumulates enough steam inside the building, you can see that it generates steam inside. It's going to release that steam all at once, and it's going to be 200 degrees. A lot of times, that means that you should make your Polymer Press out of steel. As you can see with gold amalgam at 125 degrees, that steam could easily overheat and break the Polymer Press, causing some headaches. Now, a lot of the times, the Polymer Press is a headache of a building, and I personally don't use this to make plastic ever, unless it's a push comes to shove situation. And for the most part, I typically use the other method, but this is the Polymer Press. Ideally, because of how plastic is also a weird interaction, because of how this releases 200 degrees steam, but plastic melts above 162, or in our case, 159.9, you are wary of how you're going to be cooling this, because you could put it in a steam turbine and have that steam turbine cool it down, but if it does get too hot, you might end up with some naphtha on the ground, and that might not be what you want. But this is going to be one of the ways to generate plastic. Now, the other way to generate plastic is going to be from something called the Glossy Dreckos. Right here, the Glossy Dreckos has scales on them that if we shear them with a shearing station, we get plastic. As you can see, we have some plastic right here, 450 kilograms, right by the shearing station. And you guys might be wondering, how do you get the Glossy Dreckos? So, if you guys have seen the red biome, the caustic biome, the jungle biome, whatever you want to call it, the regular Dreckos is probably what you'll see in the first place. It's this little guy with the blue fur on it, or the white fur on it. It's chillin', looks like a sheep, walks along the walls. Now, if you didn't know, you could hover over the Glossy Dreckos egg chance, and it tells you right there. If the Dreckos eats mealwood, it increases the chance of which it lays out a Glossy Dreckos egg. Now, in our case right here in our breeding room, this Dreckos is a regular Dreckos, but you can see he has a 88% chance to lay an egg. And that's because they've been munching on the Dreckos down, or on the mealwoods down here. By eating the mealwood, they increase their glossy egg chance, and once you get an army of glossies, you're going to be able to just swim in plastic. As of right now, I'm at 191 tons, most of which comes from the Dreckos. I don't typically use the Polymer Press myself because it is a hassle to deal with. Now, the thing with the Dreckos is that this means that you have to wait longer, meaning that if you plan ahead, the Dreckos are a better option, but if you need plastic now, I would recommend actually getting the Polymer Press, as that's a more immediate, less cycles you have to wait for you to eventually get plastic. And if you don't need plastic right away, having a Drecko box be a food source, because you could kill the Dreckos for meat and then slowly wait for them to get more glossy eggs, so you get a passive plastic production, would be pretty good. Of course, in both cases, regular Dreckos or glossies, they have to be in hydrogen for them to regrow their scales. But of course, guys, that has been the ways to generate plastic from the Glossy Dreckos or from the Polymer Press. The Glossy Dreckos, a lot of the times, is the method I choose, but you guys are welcome to do whatever you guys want. But of course, guys, that has been the Oni basics about generating plastic. If you guys have any comments, concerns about it, leave a comment down below. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, guys.